Woo, man, it feels so different being on this side of the table, Lord.
Oh my God.
Just feels so different, you know what I mean? Like I've just been missing, like I haven't been part of the crew.
We missed you.
Yeah, we have.
You are, guys.
Oh, happy you're back.
Oh man, so, my saying, let's get right into it. We're keeping you current, baby. Cut it.
We're gonna cut him out, actually.
That's your only one.
That's
one
man.
time. That's your limit.
That's
got
what
one.
I just gonna attack me.
Yeah. No, that's all you get.
Welcome back.
No more.
Listen,
Welcome back. Yes.
If there's a good one,
Welcome back, Sam. Yes.
I'm gonna probably jump in and hit him with a
And then I'm gonna jump.
little cut. No, all right.
No,
my
that's
God.
it. That's all you got.
All right. So news number one. We're gonna start right off with the most depressing thing you could hear. Some good old-fashioned racism.
Oh my God.
So
What?
yeah.
Are you gonna welcome everyone? Welcome to
Yeah,
Unscripted.
you.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, because
Just
it's about me today. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Holy.
First and foremost, thank you guys. If you're new to this
Guy's
channel,
a savage.
please like, subscribe, comment.
Yes.
We're the Unscripted All Talk podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I'd like to quote the famous Tina Noach. We are 6 New Yorkers. I told you.
Don't do it.
You
Stop
gotta
it.
do it.
Stop.
Don't.
That's it. That's enough. That's enough.
Come
We're gonna
on.
get a, we're gonna get a foot to the face.
All right, so
Pass
I
your
am
limit.
one of your hosts, Sam Legacy, Moweta. That's my real last name. To my left, which is probably your right, Mr. GQ Win.
What's going on, y'all, man? No vibes?
Yeah.
You're not gonna keep
I
going
mean,
down?
I thought you was going to
No,
keep it going.
you're the
You
one who started the whole
Oh,
thing.
you were like, GQ Win
Nah,
go to
bro.
vibes?
Guys,
That's
we
it.
apologize.
no.
He hasn't been in front of the camera
Okay,
all
it's
that.
okay.
Keep going,
It's okay.
brother.
I got it.
All right.
We'll allow
Hi,
him.
everyone. Jennifer, your realtor here. Thank you. And
Brittany, your stretch therapist, your fitness coach. You already know.
we
Sweet.
could do our own introduction.
I love
Yeah,
it.
me
I
too.
missed you
Very
guys, man. This is so, it's like bright lights. I'm a celebrity. Oh my
Oh
God.
my God, you are.
So back to what I was saying. Fresh racism.
Yo, crazy.
Let's get into it.
Oh man! So a Texas woman was arrested. She was accused of trying to drown a couple of kids that were Palestinian children, and they're labeling it a possible hate crime. This happened in Texas, and
Yeah.
when they actually had her in cuffs, she yelled at the mom like, "I'm gonna kill them." Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ew.
So the fact that she did it in front of police.
Doesn't help her
Shout
case.
outs to you for going to jail, buddy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Doesn't
Yeah,
help your
yeah.
case at all. That's
So-
crazy.
Good. I'm glad she did it in front of cops. They
Well,
could see
No.
first.
So what happened was, like, they were minding their business, swimming, and then like just the rage of racism came over. Muslims, and like, so she like,
Yeah, but it's Palestinian Muslims then.
yeah.
That, any
that's-
Muslim is Muslims, you know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
hey,
You
that's
can't-
true because you
But
be
that's
right.
how racists
Yeah,
think.
It's still
that's
racist.
racist.
Yeah, it's
So
still
she
racist,
like,
but-
it is cool how she did it because she like swam to the deep end. Like, oh, y'all can't swim, huh? Mommy. And she's like, yeah. So and the crazy thing is she was beating up the mom while drowning the kids.
Oh, nah.
Yeah. Like, come on. Somebody got to help her out.
She's a little frightening.
Oh, man.
That's scary.
Well, I'm glad she got arrested. Boy, oh boy. I'm going to skip to number 3 because it's also related. So a Queens guy, this has nothing to do with racism on this one. He happened to be at like a lake, right, randomly in Connecticut, and was trying to drown his 2 kids. Luckily, why are you laughing? Why is that funny?
We're
Why
waiting
is
for you
that
to finish.
funny?
She's not laughing for that. I'm positive.
All right. Luckily, a police officer was doing some patrolling, heard the kids. Right? Why are you laughing? What is wrong?
Crazy.
It's crazy,
She's
bro.
appalled.
First, I'm like in shock. First,
Yeah.
a woman drowning 2 kids, and then another man drowning his 2 kids.
It's but it was somebody else's kids, the first one.
That's
And
So-
then this is his own kids. He was
Yeah.
trying to drown his own kids.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this world's
So
crazy.
what happened was, they I think they're like seeing only one side of everything. Sorry guys for the technical difficulties. I'm normally on the other side.
Oh, please.
I'm
we don't need it.
sorry. No,
Wait,
my man
so-
John is holding it down. So
Yes.
luckily, to go back to the story,
Yeah.
the cop came through. They arrested him, saved the 2 kids. He called for more people, fire department, all of that. So right now he's being, kind of locked up and so forth.
That's
Kind of,
ironic.
Definitely locked
He
up.
needs a mental check.
A child is a blessing. I don't know why we're trying to kill our own.
For who? For who? Huh? Some of these children can go to the deep end.
Wow.
Stop it.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
right.
You love your baby girl.
Of course I do, because God gave me an
He's
angel.
joking.
Big shout out to Angelina, Lord. Yes, do it, Jesus. All right.
Terrible.
So to go back
Go back.
to the news, to continue with some fresh racism and ignorance.
Yeah. You could have just kept on with the racism.
Nah, because I felt like they're drowning. You know what I mean?
All right.
You felt like
Drowning 2 kids there and then drowning 2 kids there.
Yeah, I
and,
felt like they're
it's
connected,
like-
All
right.
But to go back to racism, our own New York's governor, she apologizes for saying she regrets saying that black kids in the Bronx don't know what a computer is, because that's what liberals do. They just think we're just helpless monkeys that need a banana and some welfare to survive.
I don't like her. So.
Yeah, I don't like her either.
We don't accept your apology then.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause-
Sorry,
alright.
Captain.
But think about it.
Keep your apology.
No, seriously,
Captain.
think about it. For you to think, black kids in the Bronx don't know what a computer is. Like,
Yeah, that was
that sounds
mind blowing when I heard
crazy.
that. Yeah.
It
We're in
sounds
2024.
Like, we're not in like some third world country. Like, I understand the Bronx sometimes can feel
it?
like a third world country, but
Nah,
You know.
come on, man. You can't
like
be saying
that.
that.
Low-key.
high key.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Well, the Bronx, El Bronx, sometimes the Bronx, I don't. Look,
Yeah,
God forbid
yeah.
you got a Hyundai in the Bronx. You're going to lose.
But there's good parts of the Bronx, though.
Yeah, the parts
Like
where-
right over the bridge. Boom, right there.
the,
Yeah.
the parts where you're close
We
to
have
the
a
city. and
we have
you
a Bronx
don't have to-
advocate here, so we'll let him rock.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that. I've been
I
out there.
have friends
I've
and
been out
family
there, yeah.
in the Bronx. That's the ironic part. And I will see you over the webcast. I won't visit.
Nah,
I
you're
refuse.
terrible.
I refuse. Yes. So, in other news, it looks like marijuana users.
Marijuana?
Marijuana?
Marijuana.
You said
Marijuaners.
Marijuana.
I messed up. I'm sorry, bro.
He's doing his best.
I'm just helping you out, brother. That's all.
You ain't got to give me the dad, Pat. It's all right, son. It's all right.
No, it's
all right.
totally dead.
Get it together. So it looks like marijuana users are, kind of facing a couple of difficulties getting their gun license. And these are marijuana users that might have pancreatic cancer, all kind. They have everything else, but our people in Congress, they just feel like that's the devil's lettuce and it's a gateway drug.
Oh
It's
my
so
God.
dumb because it's legal in New York. Therefore, the laws should change in the states that it's legal.
Well-
How is weed a narcotic if it's
Helping people.
Here's the funny part. I actually wrote a paper on this in 2017 when I went back to college.
Oh, how old were you?
About
Just kidding. I'm sorry. That was just.
I guess since Josh's not here, just go to the next dark skinned guy and beat him up, huh? Gosh.
Yeah.
Josh, you were missed.
Are you though?
So-
I don't
Yo.
know.
Wow. That's how you feel?
I don't know.
So, all right, to go back to what I was saying about marijuana,
Yeah.
it was always used in the country, right? As hemp, paper, different, it had
Exactly. Yeah, John.
What do you say?
Love you.
So when we acquired the Louisiana Purchase, when we
Right.
acquired everything else, and technically Mexicans are Native Americans and etc. and everything else, they would smoke it. So now it's stigmatized. Like, hold on, this is not what we use this for. We make clothes. We make rope. What is this? What is this malarkey going on here?
Yeah.
Smoking that devil's lettuce. So it actually, scientifically, there's been no data that shows that marijuana is the gateway drug. If anything, it's alcohol.
Alcohol's bad.
actually has
100%,
leading more to harder drugs.
Yeah.
And I can back this up. I still have my paper. Big shout out to LIU Brooklyn, baby.
Oh my God. Okay, that's 3.
That's 3.
Oh,
That's 3.
feels good to say that. Oh,
He's
so
been dying to be over here, huh?
Yeah,
it's
he's
been
dying
a
to
while.
say
It's been a
that
while.
one.
It's been a while.
So
Our topic.
I have
Tell
a
me,
question.
I'm excited.
So the marijuana. So basically, what are they saying? Like, if you were like, what you were caught,
If you
you can't get your gun license.
Yeah, a lot of people in many states are having issues getting their gun license because they're marijuana users, and it's it's being stigmatized. It's still in a sense being criminalized, even though it's legal. But I think hopefully with a couple legislation and some new young people in Congress, because we have people that are like
Eventually.
95 years old in a
100
wheelchair,
years
like
old.
should I vote for
They're like abortion is.
This-
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Martin Luther King called me
Literally
yesterday?"
cobwebs.
And it's like, hold on.
We have to tell women
Yeah.
what to do with their bodies. No, you don't. By the way.
Exactly.
Wasn't like the president? Didn't he say he saw somebody that was dead?
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Biden.
Himself? Like what? What are you talking about?
No, he said
He died and come back?
No,
Like,
he had like
went
a
on
conversation. He
field
said he
trip?
had a conversation with somebody that has been dead for like 20 years. Like
This is
yeah.
why he's got to go. I
has
don't
to
know
go.
what's
I'm
going
telling
on.
you,
That's
he's already
psychotic.
halfway
My man.
to the other side.
He has
man.
dementia.
He
He's
definitely has
crazy.
dementia.
Yeah, nobody's home.
And he's deteriorating.
Nobody's home.
Nobody's home.
He
This
said,
poor man. He
I
needs
remember
to rest.
I remember growing up and cheese.
No, seriously.
That's how
I
he
swear, I think like the next time we see, like he's like speaks about, I feel like he just go
Fall asleep right
like
there
fall.
and then.
I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. I'm
Yeah.
I'm very scared.
I
The
just saw
walk
a
is what
recent
gets me.
video.
That walk is
people
crazy. That
Yeah.
Mr. President.
You are terrible.
I mean, it's accurate.
Terrible.
Borderline needs to freaking walk.
Oh man.
Too much.
So guys, our topic for tonight is interracial dating. Oh, wow. Do I have a lot to say about this?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry to cut you guys off. How did we get into this topic last week? Did this fall into?
No.
No,
Oh,
this is
y'all
what
just.
happened.
Oh, okay, cool. I
Yeah,
thought
we
it just rolled into.
No.
I forgot what last week's
Aggressive
topic
roll.
was.
We were talking about how many people were moving out
Oh,
of
that's
New York.
right. Moving
That's
out of
right.
New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's. I think this topic kind of correlates with what New York is, because
Yes.
I do feel like New York is probably the most segregated place in America. All jokes aside,
You feel like a.
definitely.
I feel like it's very mixed.
Yeah, me too.
I feel
was
like
gonna
it's
say-
very, very mixed.
I just look at Long Island. It's.
Yeah, that's.
Why look
We
at
talking
our-
about Long Island though. You know
about
what
it?
I'm
I mean,
saying?
We're literally
we're-
all over the place.
I mean, look at Long Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many black people
Go
we
to
know that
any
live
town.
in freaking Melville, for example?
I know
know
a
a
few
couple.
people.
Yeah, they're few, 1 or 2. All right, let's talk about freaking Uniondale. The blacks and the Spaniards. Like, come on, like.
I'm
Like-
from Uniondale. Don't talk about me.
But am I lying?
No, there are a ton, yes.
Yes.
But there are some white people that live there
Segregated,
too.
yeah. What do we call them?
Oh God.
Nah, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Okay.
Listen.
All right.
listen.
See what I'm saying?
Linda, listen.
So here's the fun part. It all correlates back to interracial dating.
Okay, explain that to us.
Okay, let's do
I'm
it.
gonna explain it to you in my own sense, right? And I think
Like how you feel about.
feel.
Okay.
This. All right. I need to make a disclaimer. I don't know what camera we're gonna look at, but I'm gonna look at this camera right here because I feel like I'm connected with this camera.
All right, brother.
Oh Jesus.
My statements are my statements alone. They do not represent. Yeah, there we go. That's the word. They do not represent the Unscripted All Talk podcast members. This is Sam Legacy Moetta's Talk alone. That's what I'm saying. Big shout out to Tina Noach. You know, she's here in the background. You know what I mean? I'm going to take you to Africa soon, baby. Don't worry. Don't worry.
God.
Yes,
That was a
speaking of the
place.
interracial, yes. Yes. Oh my God.
Somebody
So
get this man.
A lot.
all right, so the question is, and
Yeah, how do you feel? That's the question.
how do I feel? I'm two-sided about it, ironically.
Okay. So
Ironically. Because the reason why I say ironically, because I've dated multi-ethnic, mainly Caucasian and Latina. But I have dated my beautiful Nubian queens who felt like
Oh, you guys.
Wow.
Sorry.
What she said?
Yo.
I'm kidding.
Yo, that's how you feel.
I'm joking.
She said, no, he hasn't, with utter confidence. And I have.
Oop.
I showed you somebody and you thought she was Angelina's mother.
Oh.
So that's just one. You know what I mean? All right, we just go.
Should rekindle that. Let's see. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, she dating somebody, by the way. Yeah, but I'm not going to put my business out there. It's all right.
Yeah, please.
But
give
to
me that.
go back to what I was saying, I do feel two sides to it, right? The two sides, sometimes for me, if I had my personal preference, because I am Haitian and Nigerian, right? First generation American. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was fufu, jollof rice, Dewey sauce pois. You have something, right? And then I'm a guy that speaks Spanish because, you know, Haitians, we have the Dominicans that are family. And why are you rolling your eyes? What is that about?
You want to be Dominican?
I don't want to be Dominican, but ironically, growing up, because I didn't know my history about Haiti and everything else, I used to tell people I was Dominican because that's who I grew up with.
Yeah.
But once I learned my history and everything else, sac passé. You know what I'm saying? And then I learned about, and then I met my dad when I turned 33. And I was like, oh, this is who I am. You know what I mean? A sense of identity. Right? So there's that side, right? There's a side where it's like what I've personally experienced when I moved to Long Island. Who gravitated toward me? Who seemed easier to talk to? Right? And this was when I was younger. Don't make the face.
I didn't.
Because I see it. It's just oozing.
Never.
Speak your truth, Brittany. Go ahead.
No.
We're all
I'll let you
listening.
finish.
Yo, brother, just keep going.
We're all listening.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Speak, speak your piece.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
If I had hair, I would.
Yeah.
You know, I would.
Thank you.
You should listen to John.
Right? So,
Continue.
to go back to what I was saying, right? My experience was this is who was more receptive to me. And as I got more cultured and more educated about where my family came from, who I am, what the history of Black Americans have been, and not just a sense of, like, for example, we just celebrated Juneteenth, right? And me personally, I just feel like America loves reminding Black people that they were slaves, right? I don't really celebrate that. Like, what's his name? The actor that played God with
Morgan
Freeman,
Yeah.
right? He said he doesn't celebrate Black History Month, right? And people are like, why? Because he's like, American history is Black history. You know, like, for example, Louis Latimer. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Who?
Why
Tell
do
me.
the lipo?
Very good.
Don't ever
High
try to
five.
play me.
Yo, she just went in.
Yo, you see?
So
You
sorry.
saw? You was on film.
sorry.
Yo, don't.
You was on film.
Don't you
My
do that.
life was
Don't
in
you do
danger.
that. Don't you
I
do
was
that.
scared.
Don't
I'm
you
sorry.
do that.
I was afraid of my life.
Yet
Don't
another
you do
man
that.
trying to.
Wow.
victim.
Yeah,
but
not
for,
today.
You know, but for example, this kind of thing, knowing, okay, who are like our inventors are, Louis Latimer, for example, Garrett Morgan, the Flash, the traffic light. I could go on and on and on, right? That sense of history, culture, and everything else makes me want to be like, yo, and this is my own feelings, at times, not always, be like, yo, I would not want to fuck with nobody else but my sisters. That's how I personally feel because of what I see. When for example, like on TikTok, the new trend is white girls wearing bonnets. It's like,
Nah, that's crazy. I didn't even know that's a thing.
Okay, so however.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead,
you
Britt.
refuse to look at me, huh?
Go ahead, Britt.
So
You
what I will
refuse.
say.
Hold on. Go
Are
ahead,
you
Britt.
finished on? Okay.
I'm done. I'm
Okay,
done.
but what about the bonnets? Is it just as annoying to see, or
No, because I just think for me, right? Everything that has been black or has been labeled whatever, first has been stigmatized, sometimes gets adopted, and now it's their shit.
And now it's cool.
And
It's not ghetto anymore.
Yeah, and that's the annoying part. You know what I mean? That's where it's like, yo, I when I see like the protests, for example, and everything else, and it's like, right? I know I feel like I'm going left, but it's all correlated. When I see like the protests, and it's like I just see like black people with so much brilliance, so much excellence. $1.2 trillion of spending power per year, by the way, right?
Blacks, yes.
Black Americans. Why are we always trying to find a seat at the white table? So when I have these thoughts, that's when I'm like, damn, I need me a sister that I can relate this kind of energy to, right? there's that. But again, me being multicultural, growing up in Long Island, you know, we do bar mitzvahs on the weekend. I speak Russian, Hebrew. I like cultures. So even when I meet a Latina, I'm like, yo, oye, ¿qué estás haciendo? Dime, mami. Yo, está bella. You know what I mean? I get on my little suavemente. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so,
Make a point.
so then it's like I feel like I'm contradicting myself at times. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So, but how do you guys feel? You know, I still could go on, but I ain't gonna go on.
Nah, Britt, go ahead.
Back in.
Brittany about to say
So I want to tap into like the bonnet situation, right? So you're saying, okay, I'm seeing these white girls, they have bonnets going on, or they're wearing them. What I love about I have a lot of friends. They are in interracial relationships and marriages. What I can honestly say that I am happy to see are a lot of these women. Sometimes the mom is like, let's say the mom's white, the dad is black. They're asking questions about the texture of their children's hair. How are you going to style your child's hair? It is not like yours. You do need to do research. You may need to go down the street, ask a few questions, and actually do research. Yes, this person may look white, but the texture of their hair, they had the lighter complexion of their mom, let's say, but their hair is like their father's. Like, I'm sorry, you need to take the time to research like what your child is. And I used to run a spa. This is back in the day. I was really young, but I've been in situations where I feel like I have like a very like open, like very friendly energy. Yes. I have a very like open and friendly energy where like literally I would have mothers come in like in a frantic, like in a bind, like, hey, is there anyone here that can do ethnic hair? And you do need to ask those questions, because if I go to Dry Bar and I say, hey, I have like a blowout, etc., they may not know how to manage my kinky, textured hair. Meanwhile, Becky down the street will go, oh, can I go? Oh, blowout 30 seconds. It's a different world. And the thing is that we can't be ignorant towards it, like, oh, well, you know, no, I don't know how to do your hair. Like, no. You might need to go brush up on your skills, because you've been a hairdresser for however long, and actually take the time to research, okay, how do I style the hair? How do I even braid? Like, I've literally have friends and I've had acquaintances, etc. They're like, oh my God, I had to like find a way to find someone to help teach me how to braid my daughter's hair. Most of the time, any female of color would be like, you know how to braid? Like, what are we talking about? There are people out there that don't even know how to braid, even a twist. They don't know how to do hair. And I get it. I'm just because of the bonnet. I'm like kind of obsessing about that. But aside from that, the future of our country, everyone is pretty much going to be mixed of some kind of sort of something. So not everyone is going to be white, black, Asian. It's going to be a mix. And I think that, not to go into the government, but that scares people. They're like, wait, the future? Okay, wait, there's all these like mixed couples and this and that. Like, we are on Long Island, okay. There is private school. I went to private school, went to Kellenberg, whatever. There weren't a lot of black kids. Okay. Did we stick out a little bit? Sure. But guess what?
Yo, bro.
I'm done with it. But guess what? At the end of the day, right? It's how your mindset is, like how you are, how you basically get into the world and go to college. And you go to college. Then it's all these people that you're like, wait, I've never seen this in my life. Or you have like, I remember going to college and there were girls that were, they just have never seen like white people. And I was like, where did you go to school? And they were like, oh, over here in the city, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they were in culture shock. And it was almost to a point where they were like, I'm going to transfer. I can't relate to any of these people. Meanwhile, it's like, you have to kind of try. So like, I feel like the future is a lot more open-minded. Don't get me wrong. I really like believe that, especially if you're in an interracial relationship, you have to want to know about the other person and understand, like, I don't know, like the list is endless. Like, there's just certain things that, like, I don't know, you're dating someone that is, let's say, from Austria. And for example, one of my best friends, she's Jamaican, her husband's from Austria, and like she got married in Austria, and we pulled up to Austria. I mean, I'm talking German, like, what up? Like, we're here, and it was culture shock for a lot of people that lived there. Like, even just for me to fluently say, like, because I'm a nerd and I was like reading and studying words like before I went, because I'm a loser, but I was like speaking German, and they were like,
Utmitza verkundigen. No, I'm kidding.
Nah,
So that's
bro.
not it. That's what we don't do.
You need help, bro.
So that is exactly
Should
what
have
we don't
stayed
do.
your ass over there.
Yo.
That's
Send it back.
exactly
Send it
what we're not gonna do. Alright? There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect example. That's what he was trying to show you guys. But that's the whole point I'm trying to make. Like, for, you know, you've got an intermix of like families. It's a lot. Like,
Yo.
it's a lot.
Oh,
So
man.
what I'm trying to say is like, I've seen a lot of men of color and they're white girl. Great. If that's what, you know, floats your boat, no problem. I'm not gonna not be friends with you. I'm not gonna look at you sideways. Like, that's who you like. That's who you prefer to be with. Like, the thing is I feel like some people become really judgmental, and I'll never forget one of my first boyfriends. I didn't tell my mom for like, I was 18.
He was white?
No, he was.
Damn, bro.
I wanted to know. Just,
I'm gonna
you
tell
said you
you.
didn't tell your parents. I was
I'm
like,
gonna. So it wasn't about that. It was just a boy, and I was like, my dad's gonna fuck somebody.
Okay.
Anyway, he was Nicaraguan and Polish. So I would go over his house,
so
and
he
his
was
dad
white.
Well, he's mixed, but okay. So
Oh
I would
my
go over
gosh.
to his house, and his dad, he has like an accent. He'd be like, Brini, like, just loved me. And I was like, I love you so much. And he had such a thick ass, like, off the boat from Nicaragua. And I was like, sir, I need to marry your son because this is it.
Nah.
And his mom, blonde hair, blue eyes, and they literally, we would go. So now imagine you have their son who had dark hair, light eyes, then he has a black girlfriend. We pull up to Fridays. It was like, well, look what we got going on. And we got looks sometimes. And it wasn't something that I was like, but I remember when I said something to my mom, because my mom, I'll never forget. There was like basically what happened is I was caught drunk on New Year's, and my mom woke me up the next morning. You had to clean the house. Weird punishment. You're cleaning the house. You're doing dishes, whatever. And she sat me down and she was like, my mom is amazing, but she was like, oh yeah, how do you feel? Oh, you feel good? Yeah? You want to drink? I don't care what you do. You don't need to depend on alcohol. It's so bad for you in our family, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, all right. And then now my next question, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, oh my God, there's so much. I'm so hungover. This is the worst day of my life. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, I want to tell you something. When you're walking down the street, you might get looks. But I want to let you know in this house, we love everybody. I don't care what anybody looks like. As long as they treat my daughter correctly, I love anyone you bring home.
Sounds
so
like my
just so
mom.
you're aware,
Mom's
when
same
you
way.
walk around the street, there's going to be people looking at you all kinds of ways because of who you are with and who you're holding hands with. But that's not right. But I want to prepare you for that. And I was 18, and that changed my entire perspective on her, just everything. And I'm very close to my mom, but that kind of communication, is that necessarily happening? You don't. I want to be honest with you.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So that's something that I feel like since I experienced that, and I just, again, I was talking about my childhood, but I grew up in a certain way in a house of love. So my parents weren't like that, and I don't feel like everyone else was like that. And I've seen that where, this girl, she's an Indian doctor, and her boyfriend's black. And then you go to their Instagrams, and this one has a ton of pictures. Oh, my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. You go to her page, nothing, because she's Indian. She's not allowed to be dating anyone outside of her, culture and everything. Seeing that and even just understanding that people are experiencing that. It's it's crazy because it is 2024.
Yeah.
It really is 2024. Whatever that even means. And it's the perspective has got to change. That old school mentality, it has to change.
I think it's changing. I feel like back in the day,
slowly, but it is.
Slowly, yeah. I was raised like that. I was not allowed to have any black boyfriends or any dark skin color, anything. It had to be Spanish, and that's it. To the point where I had married a Salvadorian man, and that shit didn't work out. But I had my son with him, and me now as an interracial marriage couple.
Yeah.
So what is your husband?
He's black.
You said that with a little stutter.
He's
No, she did
American.
not. No, she did not,
Black.
Samuel.
Because I was gonna
Stop
say
it.
American, but then
Black.
What is wrong with you?
He is
black.
no, Sam. She did not
Chocolate.
stutter.
he is. He's
Chocolate.
chocolate. He's my
Still.
chocolate.
Morenito.
Stop, please. Moving on.
But Dan, I do still get looks. I do not bring him around certain family members.
It sucks.
Oh wow.
Because I know how they feel. He has changed my mom's perspective on black people. My mom was very racist.
I love the
Hermano! No, God.
no. I love the racist like parents are. Oh my
I
God.
wish my
Like,
mom would have said that to me. What your mom said. No, my mom said,
but
"I
then,
will kill you."
No. But then the
Wow.
boyfriend
That's
after
crazy.
that,
That's deep.
he was Persian, and that was a whole situation. And it was like, it was just like rough because it's not that I was hidden, but it was like, oh, you're here, like this and that, like whatever. And it's like, not until my dad died was I able to get like a handshake, this, that, like, I'm so sorry. Like, oh, you're really acknowledging me as a person because her father, something happened with him. He was like very sick. He ended up passing away. And it's like, you're not even thinking about how well I'm taking care of your son, to the point where after I said, you know what, this isn't for me, I'm out. I'm still getting calls and texts from your dusty son a year or so later, like, my mom talks about you. She says, like, I should have just married Brittany because she's A, B, and C. It's like, for the Pisces ego in me is like, exactly.
Let me ask you a question.
But like that was something that I had to deal with. Friends, my friends were like, my friends love me, so they're gonna be like, why isn't this guy posting you, or why isn't he doing this, or is it too soon, or is it this, or is it, oh, you guys are only 6 months in, it doesn't matter, right? I got to a point where I was like, no, but it's this. I'm just done explaining myself, because you know what it is? It is that your parents and your family, they don't even care about you like I care about you, but it doesn't even matter because we're so just like, oh, this is what she looks like. And that's a lot of people from the Middle East. They are very much like that. And what I went through was a lot.
Born to think like that.
100%. And when I went through all that, it was fine, blah, blah. Now, years later, his middle brother is divorced from the woman that he was like originally with in their culture, whatever. I think she was Afghan. And now he is his fiance is Jamaican. I'm like,
breaking the curse. He's breaking the
figure
curse.
it out. Hope everything is great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're
So to
lost
go
in
back
it.
to you,
Yeah.
like, you have children.
That's another thing. I had to learn certain things. I had to learn how to take care of my daughter's hair. I had to learn how to braid. I had to learn how to really untangle my daughter's hair, how to deep conditioning, how to wash it. I had to learn a lot of things.
How did your family treat your kids?
Oh, that's when the whole perspective changed. When Juliana came into the picture, oh, Dan is not so bad. His color doesn't matter anymore, because here's a little girl that's stolen your heart. Yeah, beautiful.
Adorable.
She is gorgeous. So that's when it kind of changed the perspective.
But it
Why?
took
I have
that
no
to
idea.
change.
It did.
Is the point.
It did. It took many years for it to change. And like I said, I still don't bring Dan around certain family members. I know
that sucks.
where I can take him and where I can't, because I'm going to protect him no matter what.
Exactly, that's your husband.
Just like my daughter, I'm not going to bring him around knowing that aunt, is the way she is. I'm not bringing my kids there. I'm not bringing my husband there. And another thing is food. We both mix both of our foods. Dan loves Salvadorian food, right? And he doesn't really bring much other than just American
fried chicken and
gringo
watermelon.
food,
No, I'm kidding.
mac and cheese.
Sam is screaming, by the way.
Oh my God! But yo, GQ, man, you're very silent.
Nah, yo, I'm just letting y'all speak.
Also-
You know
No,
what
no,
I'm
no. I
saying?
want to
You know
get
what?
you.
Also, the fear of getting pulled over while my husband is driving. That is a fear that I have never thought about or ever acknowledged until I was with him. To the point, or he calls me, hey, I just got pulled over. That fear that you get is...
Yeah, God forbid, just because of how times are.
Exactly.
And so on. But with me now, I could definitely say that a lot has changed. I was born and raised in Brooklyn. All I knew around me was just Black and Spanish. But again, culture shock. Came to Long Island when I was like 15 years old, and I could definitely say I'm truly grateful and thankful that like my grade and like my year alone was so diverse.
Yeah.
I was able to like learn from everybody else and chill with everybody. I wasn't like that guy that thought that was too cool to like chill with like different cliques or whatever the case may be. I wanted to be cool with everybody, and that's what just was me. And then on top of that, like I was dancing in school, so everybody knew like, okay, when he dances, so I was cool with everybody and stuff like that. I had my first white girlfriend, and even in like in high school and stuff like. So it was crazy for me to even think like, oh damn, I wouldn't even think that would happen to me. But it was like, oh shit, okay, wow, other cultures actually do like me, other than just black and Spanish, you know. But I could definitely truly say that when it comes to interracial race, unfortunately, what has drawn attraction to me has been honestly Spanish, black, not black, honestly. It'll be Spanish, white, and probably like more like European, like women. And that's what's been happening lately. Because me, obviously, what it has been now when it comes to like black culture, like black women may not like what I like or whatever it may be. I'm a guy that's like more laid back. I'm not like that, you know, the stereotypical black guy that's like in the hood or whatever case may be. I got my stuff together. I come from a good home and everything like that, and so on. Oh, and you know, and just traveling the world as well too has like played a part as well, because me seeing the world and being able to have like different cultures around me, I am so open to learning other cultures and like being okay with like dating other like races and stuff like that. So even like my mom and my dad, like they've never had a problem with anybody who stepped foot in the house. And truly, like, it's just, I could definitely say like the last black girlfriend I had was like probably like when I was in college. But ever since then, it's just that was it.
Now, I will say something. There are a lot of black females that feel a way about a lot of black men stepping outside of like the comfort zone of like, you know, women of color, and just like, oh no, they don't even want me. They want a black girl. I'm sorry. They want like a white girl. They want this, and it's like, I don't know. Like that's not necessarily true. And I feel like also too, like if that person, for example, this is not how I feel. I'm just saying I've seen it, I've heard it, I've been around it. I feel like if that person were to say, oh, I'm not, if you just took your blinders off, you don't know who thinks you're beautiful. Like, you don't know, like, again, I'm not here, you know, to like sit here and talk about myself, but I'm just saying, like, when I was working in gyms when I first got out of college, I was the only black person in general there. So it was me and a bunch of dudes, always. So it was like, the appreciation for like a woman of color, but also a female was there. And like, I gained respect because I am me since forever, and I'm gonna grind. And you're talking about like someone's work ethic, like, and I recognize that, like, this is this person, like this white person that has never met me in their entire life. They're working with me, and they probably have never worked with a black person or a black female in their life. It's almost like I gotta not put on a show, but like I gotta like almost make sure that I'm almost like on my P's and Q's, so they understand, like, when they like, for example, I don't know, just like when they go and see someone else, they're not just like kind of look at them differently. They're just gonna be like, okay, well, almost like I experienced Brittany, like not everybody's like me, but I'm just saying in the sense of like they can have an appreciation, like, okay, like not everyone's so fucking bad. And it's,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know, I feel like like some black females are really, hate to say it, but like some black females are so angry, like so upset, like with black men sometimes.
Well, to play devil's advocate, because there's a perspective to it. Right? There's some black men that fetishize white women on the expense of black women. Right? So that's where that comes from. Because I've come across certain black dudes, and they be like, yo, son, you stay with it, da-da-da-da. Like, you mean, yo, the headaches, black girls this, black girls that, black girls this. And da-da-da, right? And that's what some black women experience. So when they see, right? And for example, look, if you look at like, you know, NBA players, celebrities, everything else, right? You don't really see too many with, you know, their ethnic group. They always have, I forgot who made fun of it. I think it was Cat Williams. Cat Williams, he was like, you know, they always have these light, fair, weird looking girls with fake butts and long black hair, right? So like, I think everybody kind of wants that Kim Kardashian kind of chick and everything, like the ones that seem successful. So psychologically, you know, a black woman seeing a successful, you know, and especially if they're dark skinned, you know what I mean? Why is it like, you know, they're taking out good men and so forth and so forth. Now me, I've come across some amazing, dope, fine sisters, and me personally, I've messed up because of my own insecurities and everything else. But that's with every girl I've been with. I've had my own daddy issues and everything else. You know, I think, to go back to your statement, like, once you come across a real bad black woman, and when I mean bad, I mean everything together. When I mean she's spiritual, she got her education together and everything else, she's intimidating. Right? Wait. I need to finish.
I'm not cutting you off. But yeah.
Right? Intimidating to those who do not know how to handle it, because most of the times, what do dudes do? Yo, ma, like that. You know what I mean? You can't impress her with her money. Why? Because she got her own. Right? And then, because don't get me wrong. Like, women are women, no matter what ethnic group they are.
Right.
Like, sometimes you bring out some money, and then women go gaga. But whereas a black queen that has been through conditions, through stuff, who's gone through something, right? Who now you're not gonna impress her with the bullshit. You got to come with a little bit more stuff than just, I got some money, I got this, I got that, right? So I just think it's again, just to play devil's advocate. Like, you might like white girls or Spanish girls, whatever. I just think for those black men that do have their preference, it doesn't have to be on the expense of the black woman. You know what I mean? Because in reality, the black woman is the least protected person on the planet. And that's in, pregnancies, they have the highest fatalities in the hospital. Like, how many times it's like, I'm in pain. Oh, well, we don't believe you. You know what I mean? Like, so
Serena Williams.
Like,
let me just stop. I'm sorry.
Like, it's a lot of stuff that goes on. Like, even how we get made fun of. Like, I could go on for the history of everything else like that. But for me, I just, what seems, like you said, who seems to approach me tends to be more Latin and more Caucasian women. You know what I'm saying? And when I do come across black women and I do, date and try to talk and everything else, I think for me, my personal experience is that, like you said, I might be a little too soft, a little too emotional. That's my personal experience. Doesn't mean every black man that's successful has experienced. Like, I've experienced that. It's been like, oh, you're not texting fast enough. Well, I run a business and I'm a single dad. You know what I mean? Like, I can't jump on the phone and be like, hi babe, I miss you. Like, no, like, I don't got time for that. You know what I mean? But that's my experience. But the reason why I asked you about your daughter, your children, because mine, her experience was with my family, it was very nurturing, very loving, right? And they just saw her as me because she looks like me, right? Counterpart to her mother's family, you know what I mean? Not including her aunt, but the other, whatever. It was like, this one is a little dark. We need to bring her back to the zoo.
Sam, come on, bro.
But if y'all know my daughter,
but that's a fear of mine too, Sam, of my daughter being treated differently because of her skin color. I went to her school for the first time, and one of her classmates, went up to her and said, "Oh, that's your mom? I didn't know your mom looked like that." And she looked me up and down, and I was like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah,
she's talking about my skin color.
Yeah, these little kids are fresh.
Yeah, man.
This is funny. I have a really similar story. Not that has to do with me, as a friend of mine. So, and this was kind of, to me, this was a little scary, because this is like, this was about 2021, I want to say, and maybe 2020. But this guy, he's married to a Nigerian woman. His daughter is light, but she looks like him. His mother is black, and his father is white, but he looks just like his dad. White, fair skin, blue eyes. Daughter is mixed looking girl, tan. Okay. They're on a flight, and they get off the flight. Security comes and is like, hey, we need to have you come with us.
Oh my God.
And then they take the daughter and say, you need to come with us, and separate them and start drilling them. Like, hey, literally, she's about, I think she was 16 or 17 at the time. And she grew up a little bit that day, because they literally did that because someone on the plane basically said, hey, I don't know what's going on. This guy's with this young girl. Not even, I mean, we're not even asking questions. We're literally going on assumptions. Got off the flight, separated them. He's like, yo, just chill, you're fine. The poor little girl is like, where's my dad going, whatever. They were separated, question, this and that. Showed licenses. They were on like a soccer trip to see like schools for her to go, because she plays soccer, to see where she wants to go to college. So now, imagine that. Now they come off the plane, etc. They ask you a ton of questions. I think they held them for like 40 minutes.
Oh my God.
And then they were like, oh my God, we apologize. So sorry. Complete misunderstanding. And they just, he grabbed his daughter, gave her a big kiss and a hug, and they were out. But what people aren't understanding is, what does that do for the child? Like, that was something that I think she was so in shock that she really didn't get upset, but she was more of just like, this is how people see me in the world. Like, this guy is taking me places, and it's my dad because he doesn't look exactly like me. That, I don't know why, that story like really like kind of grinds my gears a little bit, because people don't understand like how that could affect, like a young child.
Yeah.
100%.
It's just very scary, like those kind of situations. Like, thank God the guy makes a lot of money, successful, God forbid something would have happened, has connections, whatever. But like, what if they weren't? No. It's like, this is why it's like, even like the security, it's like, you're really going on, we got a call. But it's like, we can ask some questions.
Yeah, literally one of my biggest fears.
And that's what I'm saying. So like, the way that the future's going, there's going to be a ton of that. Because there's a lot of people, I see them, I'm like, oh, that's your parent or that's your mom, okay. Like, it's not, oh my God, it's just, that's how genetics are. Like, that's just how it is. I have blue eyes in front of my family. What happens if I have, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, it's crazy the way that people can really genuinely assume something and go with it, and then they're completely wrong. And it's like, oh, I'm just kidding. Sorry about that. I'll send you a check.
Yeah, you're right.
A few free flights for you.
Very close to that.
So messed up.
I know we're coming close to the end, so I just want you guys, in a sense, to give your advice, right? Like, what would you do different, or what would you suggest to those that may want to, experience, different cultures and everything else, or, date outside what you feel your comfort zone is? Like, what would be your advice? I'll start with you, Brittany.
Oh, okay. Advice. First of all, patience. Patience is really important. I feel like we're talking about race right now, but I feel like on a scale of like not only race, but like sexual identity, like try to be patient. I feel like we need to do research on how to communicate to our children if they are interracial, like how do we explain kind of like almost like who they are. Because even if you're a light-skinned black boy, you still are going to get the same treatment from a police officer. I just feel like everyone needs to kind of do a little woosah and just kind of take a second. I feel like also too, the ignorance has to go. Like it's really truly ridiculous. It's 2024. You shouldn't be like enamored at someone walking down the street. I've had comments, people say to me like, "Oh my God, you have beautiful skin. You have this. You're like, okay, I moisturize. Yeah, like I don't know, like, and not talking about like earlier. I'm just saying in general, like there's also certain microaggressions, like, oh my God, I love when your hair's straight. Like, well, guess what? It's not gonna be straight all the time. Probably gonna be in braids next week. Like,
I might just come in with a fro.
Yeah, or I might just have my hair in a fro. Either way, you can treat me with respect. So it's also the verbiage on how we're speaking to other people as well. I feel like people don't know. I don't know. Someone needs to write a book. It can't be me, but someone needs to write a book on how to speak on an interracial behalf. I don't know. Because
yeah, I need that book.
It's like, I mean, like we're talking about interracial. I mean, I could go into it even more, which we don't need to. But I'm just saying, like my cousin he's gay and his boyfriend is white and older. Like that was rough for some of his friends, his parents. Like. So it's across the board, no matter who you are, what you're doing, everyone needs to be patient with each other. Always practice compassion, and really try to be more understanding. I feel like that's
definitely.
All right, Jennifer.
Open your hearts and also stop being so ignorant. Love is love. Love is blind. If you see me on the streets with my husband, just say hi. Don't fucking stare. It's weird.
Nah, I definitely understand what, like, just speaking about, definitely respect, yeah, for sure. Especially when it comes to, like, that whole staring thing. I've been there. I definitely understand, so I definitely get it. The one thing I could definitely say is, like, I would travel. I would think I truly travel and go and see different parts of the world. Even if, like, you go to a part of Europe and you're probably the only black person there, or whatever the case may be, just see different parts of the world, open your mind, be open to different cultures, and just learn about people's cultures so you just get acquainted. That's really it. That's one thing I definitely gotta say, man.
Yes.
So for me, my mom would always say, you know, and this is something I try to teach my daughter, is that whoever you're getting involved with, you should know 4 generations past, right? Because there's a lot of things that carry on. Like, even for example, on DNA, we can trace who actually were slaves because the trauma actually imprints. So when some people like so emotional, they get so whatever, you look at their lineage, it's like, oh, your grandparents were slave, and that trauma and that abuse actually is imprinted on your DNA.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. So you would do your research. Second part is, like how you guys all said unilaterally, is to try to be as cultured as possible. You know
100%.
what I mean? You know, people see me and you're like, wow, you speak so many languages, right? And it's a sense of me knowing how I present myself. I'm very dark, I have a big nose. You know what I'm saying? I'm black as you get, right? But I know that, and it's not the fault of the other person, there is a negative connotation to how I look. This is what society says. They do it through the music, they do it through the movies, they do it through the news media, right? So me, to break that ice, to make you feel comfortable, which I shouldn't, but I do it anyway because I understand that it's not necessarily your fault. I will try to learn, hey, you're Russian. How do you say hello? Oh, как дела? How do you say everything's okay? Oh, Lushna. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, как дела? Oh, who taught you Russian? Then, you know, you break that ice to make yourself more comfortable. If you're going to go into a sense of dating, because don't get me wrong, sometimes people date for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Like, black men are fetishized. Black men and black women are fetishized. It's the truth. They think we all have the big dick and da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? And it's the truth. It's the truth.
Bro.
And unfortunately, some of you don't. You're here, you're playing tricks. You did not put enough milk in the cereal and you're lying to her, huh? No, don't do that because you're black. It's over. But in reality, the reality is this.
I'm sorry.
Right?
It's okay.
She's like, I experienced it. It was like this.
You need help. You need help.
Need therapy.
You say, is that it? Is there more?
Continue.
I cannot see. Give me flashlight.
Yo, bro.
My God, John. These eyes. Continue.
Right? But in reality, in all seriousness, I think that
That
you
was a
should
big
go
hit,
into.
John.
Yeah. I was like, dang. Where's that going?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
but in all seriousness, I think it's important for you to, you know, come into things with an open mind. I do believe in all things. First, God should be your priority above all things. You know what I mean? God should be your priority above knowing that you have the right agenda. You come in with a mindset that you may face something and embrace yourself for it. And if it's really who you love and who you'll endure, you'll persevere, you'll accept it and kind of realize like, hey, damn, your parents is racist, da-da-da-da. Well, they might not have been cultured, but to just throw a label of them being racist, they might have experienced something, or they might have experienced something that traumatized them because they had that one experience with one black person.
That's
So, you know, you
true.
try to
Right.
keep that open mind and be like, all right, you know, and that takes a lot of maturity and a lot of growth, you know what I'm saying?
Take time to educate, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, if y'all good looking, you have good credits, huh? A little backside. Tina. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God, I'm done.
Sam is taking
Sexual
applications.
harassment.
I think he had.
Whoa.
I
No,
think
but
he drank before this. Sorry, guys.
Yo,
yeah.
Really crazy.
My brother, why you are pushing me out to the frame?
you're about to be banned, bro.
Yeah, pretty much. Shadow man.
No, but you know, love who you love. You know, be educated as possible. You know, I've missed you guys, man. This is just.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Oh yeah, that's how you feel.
Should have stayed your
I
ass
missed
over
the cut it out.
That's worse. Your
I
mother.
did not.
Oh man, Sam's in the house. Raise the roof.
Yeah.
Oh
Wrap
man,
it
cut.
up.
Yeah.
Wrap it.
That's 5 for the episode. Nice job.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
All right, so.
You know what I'm gonna bring
Shout
back
out
to you?
to all those beautiful
Very
mixed
good.
babies out there.
Yeah, shout out to the mixed babies, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to the mixed
We're gonna change. It's all good, man.
Especially
Interracial
around
is
the
fine. Not a
world.
big deal.
Change the
Yeah.
world.
Change the world.
Change the
My
world, baby.
mixed girls.
Juliana's gonna be
We
the
are
next
the world.
president.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
closing out,
Juliana
baby?
hinted.
Yeah.
Closing out.
We
You
definitely
gonna finally do your
Yeah,
thing,
close
man.
You know what I mean? But please remember, I don't know which camera I'm looking at. I'm gonna look at that one. Please remember, do not forget. This is vital.
Very.
You are loved.
Oh.
And what I mean by that is that somebody out there loves you. Seriously. You are loved, you are appreciated, you are valued. Meaning you have value. You may not think it, but somebody out there cares for you. So please remember, we are the Unscripted All Talk podcast. We are out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? You might want to hit that scene at the bottom where it says outro, baby. Hit him with it, John. Hit that button, baby. Hit the button. Hit the button, John. Hit outro. Do it, John. Hit the outro button. Hit it.
Yo, bro.